Hello everyone! Today's video is titled 401k Explained. Here's what you need to know about the basics plus useful info. Retirement plans can vary greatly depending on your personal situation, and there's a lot to explore. But in this video, I'll focus on the essential points, what you really need to know to get started. Before we begin, English is not my first language, so I may mispronounce words or say things in a way that is unclear. I appreciate your understanding. Thank you. In the US, when it comes to saving for retirement on your own, there are a few options available. Among them, the two most commonly used are the 401k and the IRA. Let's dive in, starting with the question, what is 401k? The full name is Defined Contribution Retirement Account, and it's referred to as a 401k because that section of the IRS tax code defines it. It's a retirement savings plan where contributions are automatically deducted from your paycheck and sent to dedicated investment account managed by a company-selected financial institution. If your workplace offers a 401k, you should absolutely take advantage of it. Here's why. Many companies offer matching contributions. For example, if you contribute 10% of your salary to your 401k, the company might offer a 5% match, meaning you are saving 15% total. Let's look at the number. If you earn $4,000 a month and contribute 10%, $400 to your 401k, and your company matches 5%, $200, you're investing $600 every month towards retirement. It's like getting an extra $200 bonus. So ideally, you should contribute at least enough to get the full employer match. On average in the US, companies match somewhere between 3 to 6%, and some follow tiered matching systems. Example, if your employer's maximum match is 4% and you contribute just 2%, they'll match only 2%. To get the full 4% match, you need to contribute at least 4%. Some companies use tiered matching, like match 100% of your first 3%, then match 50% of the next 2%. So be sure to check your company's matching policy. Now, while 401ks are a great benefit, surprisingly, not everyone takes part. Only about 80% of government workers and around 50% of private sector employees participate. That's a missed opportunity. So, how much should you contribute? At minimum, contribute enough to get the full employer match. Experts often suggest saving 15 to 20% of your salary, but that may not be realistic for everyone. As for contribution limits, in 2025, the annual maximum is $23,500 for those under age 50, $31,000 for those 50 and older, including catch-up contributions. Why invest in a 401k? Because it's automatic. When savings are deducted before you ever see your paycheck, you are less likely to spend it. Plus company matching, free money. Also, contributions are usually pre-tax, which reduces your taxable income. This type is called a traditional 401k. Tax is deferred until you withdraw funds, usually in retirement when your income and tax rate are lower. Some states don't tax retirement withdrawals, so relocating could reduce your tax burden even further. There's also the Roth 401k, where contributions come from after-tax income, meaning you don't pay taxes when you withdraw. If you expect higher taxes in the future or may retire in a state with income tax, the Roth 401k might be a smarter move. Not all companies offer Roth 401ks, but if they do, you can contribute to either or both. The combined annual limit is still $23,500 or $31,000 for age 50 plus. Now, where does your 401k money actually go after it's deducted from your paycheck? It's sent to an investment account at the financial institution selected by your employer. Within that account, you'll find a variety of investment options, stocks, bonds, money market funds, MFFs, and others. You got to build your own portfolio by selecting these options and assigning percentage to each. They must total 100%. How to choose? If you are unsure what to pick, many plans offer target date retirement funds. These automatically adjust your asset mix as you age, starting off with more aggressive stock holdings and gradually shifting toward conservative investment like bonds. If you want to select your own mix, remember, don't focus only on past returns. They are not always reliable indicators. What really matters is the fee or expense ratio. Understanding fees, gross versus net expense ratio. These fees appear as percentages labeled gross expense ratio and net expense ratio. Usually they are the same, but if net is lower, it means that fund is offering temporary discounts to investors. So pay attention to the net expense ratio when choosing your plan. This is a 401k fund offered by the brokerage firm designated by my former employer. As you can see, it's a bit hard to read, but the area outlined in red highlights the gross expense ratio and the net expense ratio. Did you know the fees can even vary depending on your company's employee count? Larger companies often get lower rates because they bring more participants to the plan. Why fees matter big time. Even small differences in fees add up over time. Let's say you contribute $10,000 per year for 40 years. You earn an annual return of 7% depending on the fee. At first glance, none of these fees reach even 2%, so they may seem negligible, but over the long term, even small differences have a major impact. Let's say you invest over 40 years compared to Plan A. Plan B ends up with over 14% less saved. Plan C ends up with over 27% less. In dollar terms, Plan B has more than $285,562 less than Plan A. Plan C has about $545,812 less. Pretty surprising, right? This is why paying attention to fees can make a huge difference in your future retirement savings. Why Vanguard index funds are so popular? What's Vanguard? One of the largest asset managers in the US, known for investor-first principles and low-cost funds. Funds labeled the Vanguard Index are widely favored for their ultra-low fees, long-term growth potential, broad diversification. What's an index fund? A fund that tracks a market index like the S&P 500, giving you exposure to hundreds or thousands of companies at once. You're not betting on individual stocks, you are riding the market as a whole. Let's talk a bit about other costs. 401ks may have maintenance fees paid by the company or you, transaction fees when switching investments, withdrawal fees when you take money out in retirement. Even so, 401ks are still considered one of the best tools for retirement savings. When can you withdraw your 401k? At age 59 and a half, you can withdraw without penalty. If you withdraw early, there is a 10% penalty plus income tax on the amount. At age 72 and a half, you must start taking required minimum distributions, RMDs, or face penalties? What if you need money before retirement? There's an option, 401k loans. If your company allows it, you can borrow from your 401k without a credit check. The interest rate is typically lower than bank loans. The loan must be repaid within 5 years. If you leave your job, the balance is usually due within 90 days. Always check with your employer before proceeding. What happens to your 401k if you switch jobs? You have 4 options. Withdraw it, not recommended unless you are over 59.5, otherwise penalties and taxes. Roll it over to an IRA, penalty-free, taxes deferred. Transfer it to your new employer's 401k if they accept the rollovers. Leave it with your old employer's plan. Tip: consolidating your accounts can make withdrawals and management easier later on. What's an IRA? IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. You can open one at banks or brokerage firms and invest in stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, or simply let your money sit. A rollover IRA is created when you transfer money from your old 401k into the IRA without paying taxes immediately. Just like 401ks, IRAs come in traditional IRA, funded with pre-tax money, taxes paid when withdrawn. Roth IRA, funded with post-tax money, withdrawals are tax-free. Both traditional and Roth IRAs are accounts you contribute to yourself through a financial institution. However, with a traditional IRA, if your employer offers a retirement account setup, you may be able to automate monthly contributions directly from your paycheck. You can contribute for a tax year anytime between January 1st of the previous year and the tax return deadline of the following year. When filing your taxes, you'll submit numbers that reflect how much you contributed to the IRA, which could potentially lower your taxable income for that year. You can contribute up to $7,000 per year or $8,000 if you are 50 plus to both types combined. You must have income or be married to someone with income to contribute, and there are income limits, especially for Roth IRAs. Withdrawals can begin at age 59.5, and you are required to take minimum distributions at age 72.5, just like a 401k. Should you choose a 401k or an IRA? If your employer offers matching, 401k should be your priority. If not, and especially if the plan has high fees, you might consider an IRA with no maintenance costs. That wraps up today's video. 401k, what you need to know about the basics plus useful info. There's a lot more to learn and every person's situation is different. But if you remember these core points, you'll be ahead of the game. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to support the channel. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.